So everybody, in this video, I'll be showcasing how you can maximize a 64GB iPad and whether I recommend it for content creation use. So I hope you're going to find this video helpful and interesting. If you are new to the channel, make sure you like the video, subscribe, turn your notifications on, share out the content, and with that being said, let's get straight into the video. So as you can see here, everybody, on my storage, iPad storage, I have not even less than 8GB free. Now, this is just basic apps, everybody, like everyday apps, like my video editing, my entertainment apps, my social media, all there. I don't know whether I can zoom in a little bit there. I think that might be easier to see. Like everyday, like screen recorders, entertainment apps, like, Amazon Prime Video, McAfee Security, a couple of games, a couple of basic games, nothing too demanding on the system. Just everyday apps that anyone would want for their device. Like My5 and catch-up apps, and just basic core use of the device. Nothing too exhaustive. Like I haven't got like 90 apps on this device because my storage wouldn't take it anyway. And I don't really recommend it for content creators at all, everybody. Now, I should have had, everybody, a 256GB model. However, it was missold. It didn't, due to its description. So when I actually got home and used it, I should have maybe returned it, perhaps, because it didn't really live to what I was originally sold. I just didn't want to go through all the hassle, everybody, just trying to get it rectified and things. It would have been helpful on my part if I actually did it as soon as I realised. But, I tried to maximise the use as much as I could of the device anyway. But it turns out after 3 months I was a bit struggling with it. Because as you can see here in the software updates, because believe it or not, my iPad's actually due for an update. If I go into general software update, checking for updates. As you can see there, everybody, that'll be the last update for iOS 17. So once I've completed that update, that'll be the end for 17, and then my iPad then will have to be in the iOS 18. Now the problem I have with that, everybody, as you can see there, it is a nearly 7GB of a file, and I haven't got enough space to install it. So if you are looking to keep your device for 2-3 years, minimum of 2, I suggest going higher than the base model. But if you want to prolong the update as far as you can, and you don't want to update as soon as Apple pushes its update onto all of its devices, you should, and this is a big should, be fine with it. That's how you can keep your storage down on an iPad. So you go into your settings, you go into general, and you look for your applications on the list there. Now, to try and maximize the space, go into any app. You can either delete the app and reinstall it, or you can click on offload. Now, offload just temporarily resets the app, doesn't really remove any data or anything like that. But if you want to delete it and then reinstall it later, that's a big way of saving up that storage or freeing up a little bit of it. Another way is if you've got music sort of thing, like Apple Music or music synced across your devices, you can delete the app as well. Or I wouldn't suggest maybe go into all songs and delete it that way if you've got a lot of songs on there, or a lot of music collections on your library, because it might delete it for all devices. So do bear that in mind. As you can see, their system data and iOS, they also use up storage. So go into the general iPad storage, click on like offload unused apps, because it conserves the space that way as well. Or if you go into photos, like your iCloud photos, or in the Photos app, you can delete all the content on there, or maybe disable the functionality of where you can sync your photo store devices, because if you've got like iPads and other Apple connected devices, all your content is synced through all of them. So make sure you remove the option where you sync in your photo library, because it'll just sync on every Apple device that you own. Another bonus way of saving space, everybody, you go into the Safari setting at the bottom there of your apps. So go straight down to the bottom there until you see Safari. So Safari will be probably about the 20th item down in the column. Select the Safari option, go down into the Safari list there, and then clear history and website data. So make sure you press on that, because then it will clear it and clear any cache and things like that. So do that for your web browser. You can look at it for your messages, FaceTime, you know, just go through all that list, disable any sync options, and you should be able to reclaim almost a quarter of your space, if not maybe half. So I hope that was a useful little tip, because as you can see there, and I might have showed it in the actual video, but this is for a better, hopefully you'll be able to see this better basically. But that's where I'm at for the storage, everybody. Nearly full, and it's only been 3 months of use, so yeah, not really great. So yeah, hope that proved helpful and useful. However, I wouldn't keep it for more than 2 years, because at some stage you will find the device being sluggish, being laggy, and it just won't be a good user experience at all. But like I said, though, I mean, look around, though. I mean, you don't have to get it from Apple. Look around, your online retailers like eBay, Amazon even. There's loads of deals on there most days or most weeks. So don't get it from original parties, because even if it's just a £50 or £100, you're saving a lot of money and you're getting a higher storage variant. So it is that to bear in mind. Even just got my base just 2 social media applications, So it's just everyday use. And as being a content creator, everybody, I was a bit disappointed, to be fair. When I was transferring all my GoPro files, all my iPhone files, editing about 9 videos on my VN application, my storage just took a big hit. It really did. But that's the only video editor, everybody, that I recommend, really. If you're on a 64 gig, because, with the economy and the cost of rising and the cost of everything going up, I do suggest installing the VN video editor. I mean, it's okay, you can customize the export options, which is all you need to do, because standard video editors, like InShot, for example, that's a popular free one, it could maybe export it into like a 2 GB file, and if your video is over 15 to 20 minutes, that could probably increase as well, so you don't have much control over your output file settings. So that is a bit of annoyance. But yeah, I mean, long story short, everybody, I suggest looking a bit higher than the 64 gig. I haven't installed hardly any games, all everyday day-to-day stuff that's on there. And yeah, I mean, I could just delete the files and reclaim some storage space that way, but you just find it doing it on a loop. So once it gets full, you end up doing that. But it's just ask yourself the 3 questions, everybody. If you're a content creator, do you plan to use the device for basic needs, or do you plan to keep your device for 2 to 3 years? I hope this has given my insight to help you decide that. If it did, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what iPad you got in the comments. Let me know, even if you're a content creator and you use an iPad to edit on, let me know what you think.